When your movie's got both a love story and a war story, certainly one of those is going to work, right? Emperor is the name of the movie. Matthew Fox and Tommy Lee Jones starring in a movie about what happened towards the end of World War II when we had to get Japan back on their feet and the prosecution of the then Emperor of Japan and whether or not he would be prosecuted for war crimes. Now, if that sounds like a boring history lesson, well, it kind of was. Now, it's interesting for me because I like history on film. Loved Lincoln, love movies that can find a way to make history come alive. And this movie seems to have all the right pieces. You've got good actors, you've got an interesting story about the end and who the emperor was and what that meant to Japan. The problem is, it's just not put together well. There are two parts to this story. There's this love story between this general and somebody he knew in Japan, and then there's also this story of what are we going to do about the emperor and are we going to prosecute him? And unfortunately, neither of these things have enough dramatic tension to them to hold my interest, and so it comes off feeling very boring. You cut to scenes from the love story and you wonder, I'm not sure if I really know what's going on here or care to find out, and you cut to the war story and you're like, okay, I think I see what they're doing here, but that's really not that interesting. And I just found myself throughout the movie just being bored and not interested in where it was going at all, and that's a problem. I'll talk specifically about Tommy Lee Jones because I think his performance is interesting in this movie. I didn't say good, although I think there are elements of it that I enjoyed because I always love Tommy Lee Jones. But he plays Patton in this movie, and he does it in this really interesting way where I can't tell if he's trying to be Patton or just trying to be Tommy Lee Jones as if he were Patton, if you know what I mean. So I couldn't quite figure out what he was doing with it. I found it interesting and occasionally enjoyable. Matthew Fox, his performance is just bland. And a lot of that has to do with he's stuck with all this voiceover. And I'm just getting tired of films that rely on voiceover to tell me what's going on, and it's through the entire movie. You add to that to the fact that this is jumping around in time and they don't give you a lot of reference for whether you're in the past or in the present or possibly in the future, who knows. It can be a bit confusing and off-putting in that way as well. Overall, if you're interested, very interested in this avenue of history and what happened there, then you may find something here to invest in and enjoy. Otherwise, I think you're just going to be bored.